What is up, SBs? I am Reed, and I have ASD, ADHD, OCD, and I'm also dyslexic. Today, I want to talk about the two sides of autism that we deal with. One side is the toxicity of people out there who treat us like we're contagious, that we're animals. And on the other side, I want to talk about those who say we don't have ASD because we don't act like it out in public. So let's get on with the show, shall we? First of all, let's deal with the toxicity side. There are those out there who are so ignorant in the fact that don't want to be educated to just see us for being abnormal. And therefore, they talk to us differently. They treat us differently. They act like we don't deserve to be out in public. We embarrass them. And these are the people who are very ignorant to the fact that they don't want to be educated. And what I say about that is write them out of your life. We don't need the negativity that they spew at us. And then there are those who want to know, who want to be educated. And there are so many ways we can educate these people. And there's so many analogies comparing NTs to those of us who are on the spectrum. Operating systems, cables, neurodivergent versus normal. There are so many different ways to be doing it and so many ways of being proud of doing it. And these are the people that you want to call your friends, are the ones that want to be educated and want to learn and want to be there for you when you have a problem. And like I said, those who are ignorant and don't want to be educated, write them out of your lives. They don't need to be there. You don't need them in your life. If they're your father or your mother, don't write them off. Just don't talk. Don't try to educate them. Just work around them. But if you're anyone else, like a friend or another family member, just write them off as they didn't exist. Don't even make any kind of contact with them at all. Now, let's take talk about the flip side of things and talk about the invisible disability known as ASD. And why I call it an invisible disability is because it's not one that is seen on from the outside. It's not like Tourette's. It's not like Downs. It's not like any of the other disabilities that people can physically see. Therefore, people assume we're not on the spectrum because they can't see it. It's like the old saying, it's funny you don't look you're autistic. And then someone will reply, that's funny you don't look ignorant. Autism isn't something you see on the outside. It's a disability of the mental part of disorder. It's the part of the brain. Best way to put it is normals think on a thin line, on a straight line. We think on a loop de loop. Now, the problem is people say we don't act like we're on the scale. Well, hence the word scale or spectrum. You have your low end and then you have your high end. Now, what you can do is say, hey, listen, there are two sides of autism. There's the low end and then there's the high end. The high end people are the people who can work, have families, run their lives a normal way. And then there are those who are on the low end who have problems with executive functioning, who can't dress themselves, who have trouble with time, who have trouble with just navigating life, who have high levels of anxiety, who have people who have sensory issues. If you go somewhere in the middle, you got those who have meltdowns and sensory issues, but don't have everything else. And then if you go higher up, you have those who just have problems with filtering. And like me, who have problems with spatial issues, knowing when is what is too close to being too close from somebody and not knowing what's right to say to somebody. Now, for those people who say, hey, you can't be on the spectrum, you need to educate these people and say, hey, listen, it's called a spectrum for a reason. There are high and then there are low. It's also ASD because ASD covers everything. And tell them ASD stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder. There is no longer Asperger's or autistic. You're part of a greater thing. Now, with that being said, you can just turn around and just say, hey, listen, I appreciate the fact that you say I don't look autistic, but I am, and I'm kind of offended by it. And then either they'll take a step back and go, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you," or they'll can be rude and ignorant and just laugh in your face and say, "Ha ha ha," whatever. What I say about those people is, you tell them to get out of your life. You don't need them. You don't need that negativity. But like I was saying, It is an invisible disability, and a lot of people see it that way because we don't show it. If you're on the lower end, you show it more than you're on the higher end. And all I have to say about that is you got to learn how to pick and choose your friends. And that's the most important thing. You got to learn to choose your friends who stick with you, who will be with you, who will understand you. And one of my favorite sayings is quality is better than quantity. And that is because I have few friends, but like I said, quality is better. The quality of friends I have right now is perfect. They understand me. They know about my issues, and they're willing to put up with it and deal with it because they know I don't mean it. So, with that being said, guys, remember you're never alone. And if you like my videos, remember to click like and subscribe down below so I know you guys are enjoying my videos. So, see you in the next time. Bye bye.